Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyana. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Mritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashaadhyayinim Ambatva Manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the 18th adhyaya of Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, the yoga of liberation through renunciation, and addressing Arjuna's question of which is great, the sannyasa or tyaga. Is there any difference between sannyasa and tyaga, or are sannyasa and tyaga the same thing? This was kind of a confusion in the mind of Arjuna, that when he has asked Sri Krishna that, I desire to know for sure, O mighty armed, O Mahabaho, the truth of sannyasa and tyaga. So then Sri Krishna, in most compassionate manner, he started addressing Arjuna's doubt of what is sannyasa, what is tyaga, are they the same thing, are they the synonyms, and what they really mean, what is understood by the seers, by munis, by philosophers, by learned people, by the realized souls. So Sri Krishna first told about the four interpretations of sannyasa and tyaga, and in the words of different types of people, like the kavayaha, the learned people. Sri Krishna said that kāryameva karmanam nyasam, that giving up of the work with desire. That is what learned people say, term it as sannyasa. Giving up the work with desires. Kāryameva karmana, the work which takes us to the desires, fulfillment of desires. That work is, giving up that work is sannyasa. But the vichakshanaha, the realized souls, Sri Krishna says, the wise ones, they consider sarvakarma phalatyagam is the prahuhu tyaga, is the best kind of abandonment, is the best kind of giving up. Giving up of what? Sarvakarma phalatyagam. The phala, the fruit of all the actions that are being done, giving up the fruit of all the actions. That is tyaga as per the learned people, as per the wise people. Then Sri Krishna said about the philosophers. The philosophers, manīṣiṇām, what they say, that tyājyaṃ doshavat iti eka karma. Give up the work, just abandon the work, considering it to be a doshavat, considering karma to be like filth. Just throw it out. Don't even look at it. That is what philosophers say. And still some other people, they are of the opinion that yajñadānatapaḥkarma na tyājyaṃ. You should never abandon the karma, like the sacrifices, the worship, the offering, the gift or charity, and the tapas, the austerities, meditative practices. One should never give up these kind of karma. That was the fourth interpretation of another school of thought. And now Sri Krishna says, I will tell you what my words on this topic are. What is my advice on this topic? And Sri Krishna says, Nishchayam shrunu me tatra tyāge bharata sattama. O best among Bharatas, now hear from me the definitive words. Hear from me the most authoritative words on this particular topic. Nishchayam shrunu me tatra tyāge bharata sattama tyago hi purusha vyaghra trividha samprakirtitaha. O purusha vyaghra, O best lion among the men, O mightiest among the men, O king of men, purusha vyaghra. That tyaga is also of three types. What confusion that people have. What is tyaga? What is sannyasa? Now, Sri Krishna says, I am telling you with certainty. These are the most authoritative words that you will hear from me on this topic. And know for sure that even this tyaga is threefold. Like everything in this creation, Sri Krishna has told us is threefold. The Prakriti has three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas. Same with the inherent tendencies of every being that we are just accumulating birth after birth. They also comprise of sattva, rajas, tamas. So also the way we offer the gifts, so also the way we meditate, so also the way we perform austerities and we perform the sacrificial acts. And so is our Shraddha, which is threefold, Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. Now Sri Krishna says, even Tyaga hi Purusha Vyaghra Trividaha Samprakirtitaha. Tyaga also has been declared to be of three types, to be threefold. Now what that threefold nature of the Tyaga is, Sri Krishna is going to explain to us now. So let us take up the fifth verse, fifth shloka of the Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. Sri Krishna is telling us, yajñadānatapaḥkarma na tyājyaṃ kāryameva tat yajño dānaṃ tapaścaiva pāvanāni manīṣiṇām. Now Sri Krishna is again reinforcing this fact that this the tasks, the work, the actions like the yajna, the dāna, tapas, this should never be abandoned. The works should never be abandoned, Sri Krishna says. Any work, and here again Sri Krishna is giving a representative example of the works as yajna, dāna, tapas. Yajñadānatapaḥkarma na tyājyaṃ kāryameva yat. They should not be abandoned, but kāryameva tat, but rather they should be performed. The activity should never be abandoned. One must be active. One must be performing work. And what kind of work? That he has given the example of the typical three examples that Sri Krishna loves to give as far as the work is concerned, as far as the action is concerned. Yajna, dāna, tapas. Yajño dānaṃ tapaścaiva pāvanāni manīṣiṇām. For these are considered to be pāvanāni. The yajña dāna tapaḥ eva, tapaḥ cha eva, and also the yajña activities like yajña, activities like sacrificial rituals, the gifts, giving of the gifts, and the performing austerities, meditative contemplations. They have a very strong purifying nature to the wise people, to the realizers, for those who have received enlightenment, or those who are on the path of enlightenment. For them, activities like yajna, dāna, tapas, activities like the sacrifices, the gift, giving of the gift, giving of the alms, giving in charity, giving a helping hand, and performing austerities has got tremendous purifying effect. Pāvanāni. That is why Sri Krishna says, never abandon the activities. Now, having told about the others, now Sri Krishna is telling his own words and how true these words are. One should never give up any activity. One should never give up the karma. That will be kind of escapism. Giving up karma in order to attain liberation, that is escapism. One should never give up karma, Sri Krishna says. The silkworms builds cocoon for its further development and evolution, but it gets itself engaged in the cocoon in order to bring about the required change. Till the time that insect, that silkworm, it builds a cocoon around it. Till the time it has to evolve into a wonderful creature, which is absolutely different from that stage of being a worm, from being a larva. Now, is it that silkworm is abandoning karma and simply sleeping inside that cocoon? No. How much effort silkworm puts in building the cocoon around it. Then maybe it rests, but that is not a rest, because there is constant activity going on inside the cocoon. We may feel that worm is happily sleeping, doing nothing. No. But so much is going on inside, so much of transformation is happening inside the cocoon. And when that mighty butterfly, it breaks open the cocoon and comes out and flies off into the sky, into that vast sky, then we see, oh, how beautiful. In the seeming imprisonment, it transforms itself from larva into a beautiful butterfly. So, it is not sleeping, it is not sitting idle doing nothing. There is a huge amount of transformation taking place, and this is what happens when a spiritual aspirant, so-called, gets into seclusion. It is not seclusion as going into the Himalayas or going into the forest and sitting in a cave. No, that's seclusion. Being in the crowd, one can remain secluded. One can go inside. That is real seclusion. And such people, such seers, such realized souls, when they go in, it is like that larva getting into, creating a cocoon around it. It is not they are giving up the world. They are active. They are so much active, maybe active than any other most active person ordinarily seeing. But they are not working in the true sense. They are not working. The seers, they are not working. Work is going on. They are just instruments. So a lot of activity is happening. Seemingly, they are sleeping. Seemingly, they are just putting the blanket on their head and snoring also maybe. But they are chanting the Lord's name. That activity is going on. That transformation is going on for that larva to evolve into a beautiful butterfly. At this stage, it has to come out to enjoy light, air, and open freedom. Once the butterfly stage comes, now it seeks freedom. Then it breaks open that cocoon and just flies off to that vast, tremendous open space, the light and the sky. For this purpose, it has to break open the cocoon built by itself. So this is how much activity is going on. In that process of evolution, from a lesser being to a higher being, a tremendous effort is being generated, it's being produced there, it is being put in there, tremendous effort. The act of breaking open the cocoon is as important as that of building it. Building cocoon and getting isolated is, yes, that is extremely important. Getting within is extremely important. And then, when the right time comes, when that larva has evolved, transformed itself into a beautiful butterfly, now is the time to fly off to the huge, vast, open sky. So that is what happens even in case of people working around. They have to work. They have to work. They cannot give away the work. Sri Krishna says that these can never be abandoned. The karma can never be abandoned, should not be abandoned. Rather, this work has a tremendous purifying effect in transforming a lesser person to a highly evolved soul. Man's position in the world is exactly like that of silkworm in cocoon. The varieties of kāryameva that he performs, are of his self-education and self-preparation. The so-called kāryameva, the so-called karma with desire, that we all perform. We all perform works with desire. Now, this performing work, doing work with some desire is kind of a preparation, is kind of a self-education, is kind of putting oneself into that mold of becoming a cocooned larva. That work that we do with the desires in mind is like building a cocoon. And then a stage comes when there are no desires. Then we start working as an instrument. Then it is work for the sake of doing work. It is the Lord's work. And then when we reach that stage, then the stage has come for the cocoon to be burst open and butterfly to fly off into the beautiful vast sky. By experience, he comes to know at last of limitations of mundane activities, of the work with desires, of the kāryameva karmana. An attitude of detachment from earthly existence develops in him as a matter of course. And when apparently that larva, that worm inside is happily sleeping, doing nothing, that is when this transformation is happening. That our inclination towards work with desire is getting changed. It is getting transformed into working without any desire, into working for the sake of work, in working as an instrument of the Lord. That transformation is taking place. That transformation will happen only when we continue to do the work. From selfish manner to the selfless spirit. Then there is no self-interest involved. There is no self-gratification involved in whatever work is being done. So that is what Sri Krishna says, that yajño dānaṃ tapaścaiva pāvanāni manīṣiṇām. That has a purifying effect on the transformed soul, on the wise people, on the enlightened people. That is how the work can become the source of liberation. Then the work doesn't become entanglement. Then the work doesn't become the net in which we are caught. Then the work that we do is kind of breaking open that cocoon, is breaking open that net, in breaking open that fisherman's net, and the caught fish which are there in the net, they are set free once that net is broken. So that is what the yajñadānatapaḥkarma activities like the sacrifices, the giving of gifts and austerities, they have the purifying effect on the wise. They have the purifying, they have great purifying effect, like your Tide or Surf Excel or Ariel, whatever the advertisers, they claim them to be. They just wipe out the dirt. And these kind of selfless works, these kind of works without any involvement of the self, without any self-gratification, without any sense gratification, they have the most purifying effect in this transformation from a lower level to the highest level of soul. So this is Sri Krishna's interpretation of whether we should abandon the work. No way, Sri Krishna says. In fact, these works, they have a highly purifying effect, and Sri Krishna is further going to tell about how to maintain this purity, and he's also going to tell us about that the Trividha Tyaga, how the three types of Tyaga that Sri Krishna had told us in the 4th Shloka. That also he's going to further explain in the subsequent verses. Till then, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.